back to my channel. This is your girl Tracy, and as you can see, I have a +1 in my video today.
Hi.
And this is my girl Toya.
Hey guys.
So it's a little bit different. It's the new year, it's 2020. Happy New Year, everyone. This will be my very first video on my channel for 2020. 2020 is gonna be a big year, and you can see I'm just shaking things up on my channel, and I hope you guys will enjoy it and have fun with us, and I hope our 2 cents will be, you know what time it is. Anyways, again, welcome back to my channel. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget, turn your notification buttons on. You hear it first. So, Toya, what are we going to talk about?
So we're going to talk about pretty much the negative energy that you have in a relationship that causes an argument. This is one of the biggest things that actually comes up in a relationship, how to overcome it. So Tracy, how do you overcome that?
Wow. So let's see. For me personally, in my relationship, because anything else prior don't count. Sorry, buddies. Just forgive me, you know. Listen, I have only one relationship. And hey, ever in my life, and this is the one I'm in, so I'm sorry. No pun intended, y'all, but hey. So, basically, I believe that you have to understand the importance of your relationship first and foremost for your relationship. What makes a relationship work? I believe in every relationship, there will be arguments. However, you have to ensure that when they do arise, you have to nip them in the bud first and foremost, right?
Of course.
And moving forward, you have to make sure each of you understand what is it that caused that negative argument, and how are you going to fix it? Are you going to eliminate it? Because you cannot keep pushing it under the rug.
That is very true, Tracy. And for me in my relationship, I've been with my guy going on 5 years.
Yeah,
and right. And but with that being said, we just realized in our relationship what was causing a lot of our arguments. Now you might say, well, we argue all the time about the simplest things. It's
True.
normal. It's something that you do every single day. However, there are also another thing that can impact your arguments in your relationship, and that's what we call negative energy.
True.
Well, you might say, Tracy, Latoya, what is negative energy in a relationship? It's not so much of just you and your spouse or your partner. It can be other people that are around you.
Exactly. Outside noise.
Exactly. And
Outside
that can
noise.
be the hugest interruption in a relationship that can cause an argument between the two.
Exactly.
The littlest thing that someone does or your partner do, they might not even like it. They might just argue about it just because of it.
True. And like you said, you just mentioned basically the energy that causes the argument in your relationship doesn't necessarily has to be coming from both of you guys, but it's the outside noise, and that's one of the most important thing, guys. You do not want to allow outside energy to affect what you have going on in your relationship, because then I think it's just unnecessary arguments then, you know. And if you want your relationship to be successful, then you have to eliminate the outside noise and focus on what you have between the both of you. That's what I believe. So
and that is true, and that's why some people even say, don't bring your family into your business. Don't bring your friends into your business.
Exactly.
Whatever you and your spouse is having issues with, I mean, I'm not saying that, okay, you can't confide in someone, but sometimes even their negativity or their own energy can impact your own, where he might not like what is going on, but that's your friend, and then now y'all get into argument about that.
Exactly, you're right. You're so right about that.
Over relationship?
Nah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, guys, because you have to understand that your relationship is basically your relationship.
Exactly.
So when you're gonna allow outside energy and outside noise to impact what you have going on, you want your relationship to be long lasting. Like, nobody gets in a relationship to break up. And if you're gonna be constantly arguing about something that it doesn't have anything to do with you really, because why? It's outside noise. And if your relationship is going to be impacted by outside noise, outside energy, Like, what are we doing here? Are we focusing on each other in the relationship? Are we focusing on who is outside of the relationship?
And most of the times we're focusing on what's outside of a relationship. It doesn't always have to be friends. It can even be family members. It could be something that happened at work, something that just happened 5 minutes ago before you reach home. It could be anything. So when it happens, just know that that person's not really mad at you. They're just frustrated of what's going on around them.
Exactly.
And to overcome it, just compromise and understand where they're coming from.
True.
Say, baby, hey, I get it. You're upset. That's what's going on. Let me digress. Let me be the bigger person to be the calm one while you're venting. That's what I call arguments now. Venting.
True. Exactly.
That's what you're doing.
You're right about that. Venting. Exactly. That is so true. You're basically venting, you know. And then the good thing about it is that, and then what you should make be the positive for this energy, the negative energy, is that basically you both understand this has nothing to do with us, but I understand, baby, you're upset, you know, let me listen to why you're upset, and not be dismissive, because that's what makes, for me personally, when my husband becomes dismissive of how I feel, listen, I will blow a gasket. I'll blow a lid. For real, when Marlon dismisses how I feel, oh my God, it's the worst thing. It is the worst thing. Don't you ever dismiss how I feel. Listen, isn't that true? Like when Wayne dismisses how you feel, like then he wants to say, okay, Toya, okay, all right, okay, Toya, I hear. Like, no, dude, listen to what I have to say. Listen to how I feel.
And it's funny you should mention that, because that was kind of like the way our arguments actually went. It's like I could be telling him something, and it's like he's either busy doing something else or he's not paying attention. Sometimes, now don't get me wrong, us women, we sometimes do have bad timing of telling men of how we feel sometimes. Sometimes
that is true. The time is not always right.
Exactly. And then we get mad at them. Oh, there go another argument.
Exactly.
For what?
That is true.
Which just happened to be on your mind at the time that's so important to you. And sometimes men don't understand that, okay, well, during when she speaks, okay, maybe I just need to stop. And we have to also to consider maybe they're in the middle of doing something themselves.
I agree.
And we have to take that into account. And sometimes he does that, and I just, for the sake of the relationship, I do sometimes just throw a pillow at him, or do something a little playful and just to show
to lighten it up, instead of making
I'm not mad at you. Exactly. I'm not mad at you. Okay, I see you busy. I just talk to you about it later. And then when later comes, he said, all right, baby, what did you was trying to tell me earlier?
True.
Then we can talk and have that conversation. And another thing about arguments too, I notice people always talk at each other.
Yeah, that's
versus
true.
understanding each other.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
And listen.
That is a big key.
Yeah.
Listen. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's true. Not talking at each other, because that can become combative, and then it's more disrespectful and become offensive. And so you're so right. Talking at each other does not resolve anything. It's more like listen to understand. That's the most important thing when you're in a relationship and you're affected by negative energy and arguments after arguments, and you want to eliminate that so your relationship can be beneficial to both of you, can be successful, because again, nobody gets into a relationship to break up at all. So like she said, not talking at each other, but more listening to each other and listen to understand. And one of the things I believe, Toya, a lot of us say, oh, I hear you. But what I think, you will say, oh, I hear you. And hearing is one, but you got to put that hearing into action, because action speaks louder than word in a relationship. So you keep saying, oh, baby, I hear you. Oh, baby, I understand. But the next time you go back, you do the same thing.
You really?
No, you didn't hear what I said.
Exactly.
I don't see any changes. Your actions are to tell me that you heard what I said. Women like to see action, guys. Women like to see action. Or whomever you're with, he or she wants to see action. Put it into action. You hear what I said, but show me that you hear me. Right?
Exactly. And that's a better understanding between the two, and that's how you grow your communication between one another. And you have more positive days because you're communicating, you're actually listening to one another. And that's another thing that Wayne had a bad thing of saying, to be honest. I'm sorry, babe, but you kind of did. I hear you, babe. I know, babe.
Thrown on the bus,
See you,
buddy.
babe. I mean, it's like, okay, do you really hear me? And once again, it comes to that bad timing as well.
True.
It all ties into everything. So when you're doing this with your partner, make sure that you have their undivided attention. Make sure there's no distractions. Nobody. Phones are, you know what? Cell phones? Yeah. When you're talking to your mate, have it off.
True.
Have it off, so therefore you can make sure that your mate actually is listening and understanding. What I used to do to him when he used to tell me that is, tell me what I just said last.
Oh, Lord.
That's my favorite part. Because it's somewhat right, but then it falls off to what I just told him. And it's like, that's not what I said. But this is what I said, though. Active listening. That's one of my pet peeves. I don't know how many people
I'm so guilty of that. Marla would be like, oh, Tracy, I'm talking to you, but you're on Facebook. And I'm like, oh, Lord. You're so right. You are so right. Just basically, you know what is so funny? Just sitting here having the conversation with you, like I literally now see like, oh, the flaws that I really have. Because here you just bring this big one up, like, yeah, it's talking to Marlon's talking to me, and he has to remind me, listen, you're talking to me, but you're on the phone.
Right.
You're fit to fat and like, what are you doing? Are you hearing me, Tracy? Did you hear me? Oh my goodness, I can't believe you just.
I'm sorry. But it's the truth though, because what if your partner could be telling you something very important?
True.
And you're not listening, you're not paying attention, and then you go ahead and say, oh yeah, babe, I got it, and then you go do it, and then it blows up in your face.
Exactly. You're right.
Now your spouse is mad. Now that's another
argument.
Yeah. Avoiding arguments.
That's true.
We always put the blame on men, and it's not always the men. Sometimes us women, we have to, look into
dial back. You gotta dial back.
Dial back. For real. We just have to look into our own selves and say, you know what? As Tracy did admit, this is what I do too. Yeah, I see my flaws. Okay, maybe, Yeah.
And she actually pointed this out in our conversation we're having just now. Like, then I realized, wow, like this is really a problem, because obviously Marlon has said it multiple times when we're talking about something very important, and now she just made mention of it. So like, yeah, that's a real problem. Oh, Marlon, you're right. I should say that. Do I get to say that? Oh, Marlon. Oh my God. Now, this is the part I hate, baby.
I'm sorry.
Now I have to say, baby, you're so right. Marlon, you're right.
But you know what? That's another part too of an argument. Learning to accept your flaws.
Exactly.
Learning to accept that you messed up. Learning to accept that you made a mistake. And I feel like if a lot of people would actually open their eyes and realize that, the relationship arguments would be none.
You're right. You're right. It all boils down to communication.
That's
listening,
what it is.
understanding the things that causes an argument. Eliminate the outside energy, eliminate the outside noise, focus on what is important in your relationship. And then when you are talking about the disagreements and understanding, that you must listen to understand. Very important, listen to understand, and just make sure your undivided attention is there when you're having these conversations. Because prior to I was talking about this, I made mention to you that a lot of people like to talk about, oh, we're just going to have intercourse, and we're just going to have this full-blown sexual intercourse that's going to just take everything away, just ravishing sex and all that emotions and everything that goes into that. But remember, guys, after that happening, what's going to happen?
We're still back in the same thing.
Still back in the same thing. The problem is still there. So after that's what's going to... Oh, come on, like people, intercourse does not solve conflicts in your relationship.
It doesn't.
And a lot of us think it does, but it doesn't, because we are back at square one. How long does a ravishing sexual intercourse last? Like 35 minutes to 45 minutes, an hour?
Depends. I really can't say. It just really depends on you. I'm not gonna put nobody business out there. It really depends on how long your thing goes. It could be a quickie, it could be a long one. It's up to you, but at the end of the day,
hours, 72 hours. I doubt it. I don't think so.
Whatever it is on your taste, I mean, it's still not gonna solve the problem.
It's not. Yes. Bottom line, it is not gonna solve the problem. The problem is still gonna be there. So again, like I said, listen to understand. Eliminate the outside noise. When you're trying to resolve your arguments and conflicts, get your undivided attention. Make it be about you and nothing else from the outside, and then you can come to a resolve. And also to also make sure what you show that you hear by putting into action, as opposed to say, oh, I hear you, baby, I listen. Because now for me, I'm gonna see the next time, and not that I'm trying to react to the stuff, but I'm just trying to see if he really hears and understand what I said. So yeah, so I guess this is my 2 cents in regards to that. I don't know, Toya, just.
And then once you actually get that underlying taking care of in your argument, then you can have the makeup sex. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think at that point, your makeup sex will be more enjoyable because you both have come together and agreed, and it's just going to make it better. So if you want that awesome makeup sex, make sure you get that argument situation squared away first. That's for you guys.
So I do hope that this 2 cents will be food for thought for somebody. You can implement this in your relationship. And again, let me remind you what to do. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn the notification buttons on.
Bye.
Bye.